Hi, everybody. Welcome in. We will get started right at 1 o'clock, so we'll still allow a few more minutes for people to continue trickling in. All right, good afternoon, everybody. We will go ahead and get started. Thank you all for attending this training. My name is Rachel. I am one of the educational consultants here with LDOE, and I am joined today by Sherelle, who is another educational consultant here with LDOE, and we are going to be here to speak with you all about free and reduced meal applications training, because those forms it's about time to renew those. As always, here is our non-discrimination statement, and just a couple housekeeping tools. Make sure if you have any questions, please put them into the Q&A. We're keeping a really good eye on them. We'll answer them as soon as we can see them. And please don't put them in the chat. If you find you're able to do that, please don't put them in there. We're not monitoring that. We'll be putting them into the Q&A. But at this moment, I'm going to turn it over to Sherelle.
Good afternoon again, you guys. We're going to start off with the non-discrimination statement. So the Division of Food and Nutrition with LDOE is an institution of equal opportunity. And so we want you guys to read over the non-discrimination statement, as we do in all things in the food program. Okay, moving on. Everyone should be familiar with the the free and reduced meal price applications. So it's a picture of the application as well as the eligibility standards. Again, these are new every year. And on each form, the date range for the meal app will change. So that is the yellow section at the top, and it's going to be aligned with the date range of the standards of eligibility. So now, they come out now July to match. So the eligibility and that meal app applications are matching. And all applications are valid for a year from the date they are obtained. So that's why it's very important that we date them all. Where do you get the form from? So the form is available on the CMP website. Again, the forms are updated yearly during the month of June. It is the sponsor's responsibility to download and give the entire form to each parent or guardian with an enrolled child. And there's to be one form for each child that's enrolled. This is an example of where to go on the CMP website. You guys are going to go on the resources. Free and reduced meal price apps. And you're going to see the app data for 26-27. So let's keep in mind that this form changes yearly. This document determines the meal reimbursement rate for each participant. The same form is used for child care and adult daycare participants. This form is valid from July 1, 2026 to June 30th, 2027. A new form is to be completed by parent and validated by the institution or sponsor yearly. If you guys are at risk after school, the meals and shelter programs do not require this form. This is an example of the annual enrollment forms for Head Start only. Head Start programs may use the free and reduced meal price application or their own form only if all of the information contained on this form is documented for each enrolled participant. This form can also be found on the CMP website. Free and reduced meal applications eligibility determination. There are two ways eligibility is decided. 1, automatically classified as free if the participant is a recipient of SNAP in a temporary shelter like FITAP or on an Indian reservation. The adult participant is a recipient of Medicaid or SSI, or the participant is a foster child. Secondly, by calculation based on the eligibility standards on the CACFP Form 108, and that determines the participant's free, reduced, or above and paid eligibility status. On each form, you guys should enter the institution and facility name. When the CID is asked for, that is the child identification number. This is where the SNAP card number is placed. It is normally a 9-digit number that begins with 2 zeros. The parent must complete Part 1. The legal name of the participant and the date of birth must be provided. If you guys need assistance with obtaining your SNAP CID, you can easily locate it directly on the card as it is shown. And if you do not have a physical card, you can obtain or verify your CID number through your CACFP portal. So let's go through each section of the Meal app together. Part 1, the parent completes the legal name, age, date of birth, CID, FITAP, or if they're on the Indian reservation. Part 2, this must be completed for all participants not categorically eligible as determined as free. A complete list of everyone in the household with complete names, no initials or nicknames or abbreviations. The total gross income for all sources and how often the income is received monthly, weekly, etc. must be placed. Part 3, the parent or guardian must indicate normal days, hours of care, and meal types. 4, the parent or guardian must sign into the last 4 digits of the Social Security number or mark no Social Security number. Part 5 is optional, and that records the racial or ethnic identity. In the bottom section, for office use only, is to be completed by the institution. This next picture shows you guys how to fill out a form if it is a foster child. Part 1, we're going to put the parents or complete their legal name, date of birth, age. We're going to mark foster if they are. And that means you guys are going to skip part 2. Part 3, similar to the other page. The parent or the guardian must indicate normal days and hours of care and meal types. 4, the parent or guardian must sign the form. A Social Security number is not necessary for foster children. Part 5 is optional for race and ethnic identity. And again, the institution will fill out the for office use only section. If we have providers that rather not use paper, we do have the free and reduced meal applications that you can get from KidCare. I'll walk you guys through the steps. To print the meal application for a single child or for a few children, navigate to the child's page and click the enrollment/IEF form under the pictured area. This will print the form from the sponsor and center's name. It's going to have the child's name, age, date of birth, parent or guardian name, and address. If you have the CID number in KidCare, it will print on this form as well. If the child is not a foster child or does not qualify based on SNAP, the income portion of the form will still need to be completed by the parent. The Social Security number and the signature will also need to be completed. To print the form for many or all children, run the following report. You will have the opportunity to select all participants or choose the ones that you want to print out. You're going to go to Reports, Children, Child EIF, Child Enrollment Report. You're going to also click that it's going to be completed by the parent. So this option will print the meal app, standards of eligibility, and a letter to the parent. Be sure to give the parent all of the information. This is an example of the standards of eligibility form. Again, similar to the meal app, this form changes yearly. There are two charts. The top section determines free eligibility. The bottom section determines reduced eligibility. These amounts are based upon family size and frequency of gross income yearly, monthly, etc. I have a short example of determining eligibility. If the household size is 3, if the income received is $200 every 2 weeks, $150 every week, and $100 a month, the total annual income is $14,200. So I'm going to take that 200, multiply it by 26. The 1,500, multiply it times 52. The 100 times the 12. Again, the total annual income is $14,200. This qualifies for free eligibility. The household size is the number of people currently living in the home as the primary address and are identified in Part 2, Section 8 of the Meal App. So this does not include visiting guests or other relatives. At the bottom of you guys' meal apps, you guys are going to check the appropriate eligibility determination. This shows extended categorical eligibility. The determining official, which would be the center director, owner, makes a copy of the free reduced meal app for the participant already receiving categorically free benefits. You're going to attach it to the meal application of the participant requesting extended categorical eligibility. Yes is checked on the application. The address on both the applications must match. To better explain, if a participant is a member of a household already receiving benefits under SNAP, FITAP, or Indian Reservation, then the participant and all participants in the household qualify for free meals. The determining official will check yes on the free and reduced meal app. If a participant who was classified previously as above or reduced, and they move into a free household or income changes, then the classification is now free. Let's review enrollment status changes. Enrollment status is to be properly documented each fiscal year, so from October to September. At the top of the free and reduced meal app is a section that requires a date for enrollment changes. A drop date is the date an enrolled participant withdraws enrollment from the institution. Re-entered date is the date a drop participant returns or re-enrolls to the institution. A transfer date is the date an enrolled participant transferred to another approved facility of the sponsor's institution. Application sponsoring institutions determining official. So this person takes responsibility for verifying the completeness of the application and eligibility of the participant using the information provided on the free reduced price meal application. All determining officials should be aware that the household is defined as a group of related or non-related people living together as one economic unit. The determining official must enter the total gross income for all sources, so the income frequency and the household size, then determine the eligibility category of the participant based on the current standards of eligibility, convert multiple income data to annual income using the annual income conversions provided in this section, decide the eligibility determination based on the total income frequency or total annual household income and household size. Let's problem solve. So what to do if a parent marks no income? We're going to ask the parent if there's any supplemental income. What to do if parent refuses to sign? Write on the form that parent refused and the child will be classified as above. So as we move into this new application season, here are a few points to remember. One form per enrolled child or person at the center. The forms change every year. All parts of the form must be completed. The forms must be signed and dated by the designated official. The forms are to be completed by the parent, or guardian, or primary caregiver. Do not count anyone on your meal count attendance form without having a meal application. This is the contact information for all CACFP staff. You guys are welcome to call or email us if you guys may need anything. Miss Rachel and I will take a few minutes to look over the Q&A and make sure all the questions are answered. If you would just give us a few minutes.
Yes, thank you so much, Sherelle. We've had a couple great questions in the Q&A about where to find the meal applications and kind of do we need to redo them if, maybe we sign them and they're good until September. So some great answers in there. If Dr. Shika Square, if you could please put your question in the Q&A, we'll be more than happy to answer it as soon as possible. A couple other things I just wanted to kind of mention, some common things that we find are missing from these meal applications are often, the date the parent signed it, the parent's signature. They filled out everything else and they have 4 kids enrolled at your center and they just kind of like forget to sign on 1 or 2 of them or forget the address. So making sure that every participant is getting them completely filled out is very, very important. But they are posted now to our website under that new nutrition resources area. If you haven't navigated to this new part of our website, it's cnp.doe.louisiana.gov. If you scroll down to the bottom, there will be a nutrition resources tab. You'll click on that. And then that will take you to a search bar where you can type in the FRP meal application. Applications will get you there. Meal application will get you there. You can click on the CACFP tag and meal eligibility category. That will get you there. But they all should be posted and ready to go for your parents to sign starting July 1. Saw a couple people with their hands raised. So I'm going to wait just a few more moments to see if they type in any questions before we wrap this up and give you all your time back today. That is a great question. If the parents do not sign the application, do we still count the kids? We need that parent signature. Even if they refuse to fill out the income part, we need that parent signature. If and put because that is their allowing their kid to be enrolled with the CACFP program and you're able to claim their meal. So make sure you write parent refused to fill out parent refused on there and still have them just sign it. And make sure the designated official signs that as well. All right, well, if we don't have any other questions, we will go ahead and wrap this up and give y'all your time back. There's all of our contact information, so feel free to call us or email us if you need anything, have any, future questions about any of this. And please give us a few days until next week to get those certificates out to you. They will be emailed to whatever email you signed up with that name. So thank you all so much for attending. Have a great rest of your day.